Now, if you want to increase the speed of your websites, choosing a hosting provider is very, very important. So hosting really plays a huge role in the overall load time. Now, that's why I decided to switch hosting providers. I switched from Siteground over to WPX. And in today's episode, I want to explain to you my reasoning behind switching over to WPX, explain to you the migration process, what I thought about it, and also at the end, I'll show you some real-time Google page speed scores when it was on Siteground and WPX. Now, the scores are pretty interesting, so stick around to the end. This is episode number 222. All right, don't forget to like this video and also subscribe to my YouTube channel and this podcast. So before we dive right in, I want to invite you, if you are an affiliate marketer or if you want to get into affiliate marketing to start making money passively online, I want you to go to thecalmmarketer.co/email-course-waitlist. Email course waitlist. Now, when you go here, you're going to put in your first name and your email address to join the waitlist, and you will be the first to get notified and will get free access to my 5-day affiliate blogging course where I'll teach you how to build an affiliate website from scratch. All right, so today I want to talk about hosting and my experience between migrating from Siteground over to WPX. Now, the reason why I decided to make the switch was because I've been on Siteground for about 2 years now, and a couple of weeks ago it was the deadline to renew my Siteground membership. So with Siteground, they have a pretty affordable subscription for new customers. I think it was like less than $10 per month. I got 2 years worth, and then but the price doubles or even triples. It's very expensive for renewing. Now, so I didn't want to spend that much money. And also at the same time, I've been reading a lot about how hosting is such an important factor that determines page speed. And in this day and age with the Google algorithm preferring sites that load quickly, that have a good user experience, I knew that this was a perfect time for me to switch hostings if I wanted to. So I was doing a lot of digging around, doing researching online, and I actually came across Matthew Woodward's blog article. I'll include a link to this blog article in the show notes, but it's the fastest WordPress hosting article. And he basically tested, I don't know, like I think 10 or about 10 or plus hosting providers, and he tested them, and he basically determined which one was the fastest one. Now, for all of the listeners out there, I basically am showing you a infographic of all of the hosting providers ranked from the fastest to the least or to the slowest. And according to Matthew Woodward's test, WPX was the fastest, and surprisingly, Siteground was the slowest. On this test, he did, I think, 4 or 5 different tests, and for the most part, all of the tests, WPX was the fastest. Siteground was the last, or somewhere in the middle. But every single test, WPX was one of the fastest ones. So I kind of was doing research, and WPX is pretty. I was looking at their website and doing research, and they talk about how WPX is the fastest one. Their pricing is actually not too bad. I think it's $20 some per month. And that's actually not too bad compared to the other hosting providers that are out there. Now, let me actually take you to the actual pricing. So yeah, if you do the yearly, it's $20.83 per month. So it's not too bad. Actually, when I had the opportunity to upgrade or to stay with Siteground, they were offering me, I think, around $20 per month if I stood for 1 year. You can actually message Siteground and kind of bargain with them and say, hey, I want to stick around. If do you have any other deals that you can add on? And with Siteground, they are pretty lenient on that. So they were able to give me, I think, around $20 per month for 1 whole year. And I looked at WPX and it was $20.83, so about the same, a little bit more expensive, but you do get 5 websites, 10 gigs of storage, and 100 gigabytes of bandwidth, and they do have their WPX Cloud CDN. But with SiteGround, I did their managed WordPress hosting, and for newbies, it's I did the Grow Big plan. It was $7.99, but you get unlimited sites, 20 gigabytes of web space, and you get tons of different things. So make sure you do the research. But I noticed that WPX was pretty good. I only have like 3 websites right now, so I decided to go with WPX, even though SiteGround has unlimited websites. All right, and so I switched over to WPX, and the experience was actually pretty seamless. Very, very easy. You can live chat with them. They reply really fast. They reply really, really quickly to emails. So all of the migration was done by them. They don't charge anything extra. Every single migration that you want within your limits is completely free. And that's really good because I'm not a technical person at all. And I really don't want to get into the weeds of all this hosting stuff. It's just going to give me a huge migraine, and I've tried to dabble in this before and I just don't want to deal with it. So it's good that they have really good support. So they were able to migrate over all of my 3 websites to WPX. And also the thing I like about WPX is that they do offer free email. All right, same with SiteGround. They offer free email. And that's really good. For affiliate sites, you want to make sure you have an email on your site to build that trust. And it just looks like a legitimate website, a legitimate business. There are other hosting providers that do not offer email. So that was a big thing for me, was the email part. And just to show you in the back end a little bit. It's pretty straightforward. I actually really like the back end of WPX. SiteGround is pretty straightforward as well, but I actually prefer WPX. It's a lot more streamlined. They don't really give you that many things to choose from, which is good for a newbie. You don't want to be inundated with all these different options, and you don't want to be scared to click anything. Like, they make it super simple. You have your websites, you can easily install the SSL certificates, email boxes, FTP users, so you can easily spin up your FTP accounts. File manager, this is good because you can actually go into your file manager and update individual files on your website. It does daily backups, and this one has the WPX cloud. So with SiteGround, they use Cloudflare, the free version of Cloudflare. And what's good about SiteGround is that they actually have their own site speed WordPress plugin. I forgot what it was called, but it was called SiteGround, SiteGround Optimizer or something like that. So that's what I really like. And the plugin for that is really easy. You don't have to guess anything. I really like the plugin for SiteGround. But with WPX, they actually installed, so you need to give them all of your logins to have them migrate. And they actually installed W3 Total Cache onto my site. So they use that as their site site speed improvement. And then they use their own cloud, right? So SiteGround uses, what is it? WPX uses WPX Cloud, and SiteGround uses the other one that I just mentioned. And so to jump into the page speed, so I took screenshots of my page speed while it was on SiteGround, and then again after the migration over to WPX. So for one of my affiliate sites on SiteGround, the mobile was a 41 and the desktop was an 88. So pretty good on desktop, but mobile definitely has a lot of room for improvement. But when I migrated over to WPX, so, after looking at, Matthew Woodward's blog, I was super confident that, okay, my site speed is going to jump through the roof. It's going to increase. Now, keep in mind, I didn't update the sites. I didn't add anything. I didn't delete anything. I didn't do anything. All I did was just migrate over to a different hosting provider just to do this as a test. So when I switched over to WPX, the mobile actually decreased to 27. So from a 41 to a 27. And then for desktop, it went from an 88 to 75. So that was a huge bummer. I was expecting an increase, but actually for this affiliate site, it decreased in the Google page speed. Now for my two other sites, my mobile was a 9 and then a 52 for desktop. But when I made the switch, it was a 10 and a 58. So a slight increase, not too significant. Mobile just increased 1, and then desktop just increased 6. So a bigger increase on the desktop side, but nothing too huge. And then my last one, which is kind of like an affiliate site too. It's only like a 1 or 2 page site. So the page speeds were pretty good. So it was a 61 on mobile for Siteground and a 91 on desktop. So pretty good, right? Not too bad. And when I switched over, it was a 63 and then a 93 on WPX. So 63 on mobile and then 93 on desktop. So a slight increase, a couple of points increase for this other affiliate site. So 2 out of my 3 websites increased, and then one of them actually decreased quite a bit, which was pretty depressing. So, my final verdict is it does help in some cases, while in other cases it does not help. Again, I didn't do anything. I might have to maybe play around with the W3 Total Cache plugin, but I might not because they actually set up the settings according to what's best for WPX. So they actually set up the plugin for you. So if they set up the plugin for me already, I might not want to play around with it, but I'll see what I could do. I also need to update the Divi theme, WordPress theme as well to see if that increases the site speed and do other stuff. But yeah, so those were the results. But again, Siteground, I was happy with them actually. I was very happy with them. I didn't have really any issues. The support though, I actually prefer WPX support more than Siteground. With Siteground, you can call them and chat. WPX, I don't think they have phone support. I could be wrong, but yeah, I was just chatting with them and emailing them. But for the most part, at least for now, I think the support on WPX is a little bit better than Siteground, but the backend is both really simple. WPX is actually more simple than Siteground, but both backends are really, really easy to use for people like me if you don't know too much about hosting. So yeah, definitely check both out. I would just choose a cheaper one. It might be Siteground or it could be WPX depending on what your needs are. And with that said, please like this video, subscribe, and also for all my podcast listeners out there, please go to ratethispodcast.com/The Calm Marketer, ratethispodcast.com/The Calm Marketer to leave me a rating and review. And with that said, I will see you on the next episode.